welcome back. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the entire mindgrip app, from the very first setup step, all the way through creating decks, quizzing yourself, and tracking your exam readiness. I'm not going to skip anything. If you're a medical student trying to turn your lecture notes into Anki flashcards without spending hours doing it by hand, this is the video that shows you exactly how the whole thing works. Let's start right at the beginning before you've even created a deck, because mindgrip is built to work hand in hand with Anki, and there's a one-time setup you need to do first. Setting up Anki and the mindgrip bridge. Mindgrip doesn't replace Anki. It generates the cards and sends them straight into your existing Anki collection. So the very first thing you need is Anki itself installed on your computer. If you don't have it yet, head to ankiweb.net and download the desktop app for your operating system. It's free. Once Anki is installed, you need one add-on called Anki Connect. This is what lets mindgrip talk to your local Anki app. Here's how you install it. Open Anki, go to Tools, then Add-ons, then click Get Add-ons. A small box will pop up asking for a code. Type in 205-549-2159. That's the Anki Connect add-on code, and click OK. Now restart Anki so the add-on loads properly. With Anki Connect running, the next step is installing the mindgrip bridge, which is a Chrome extension. Inside mindgrip, there's a dedicated setup page in the sidebar that walks you through this with a 4-step checklist. Step 1 is downloading Anki. Step 2 is installing Anki Connect, both of which we just did. Step 3 is installing the mindgrip bridge extension. You click Add to Chrome, then confirm by clicking Add Extension in the pop-up that appears, and you'll see the mindgrip bridge icon show up in your Chrome toolbar. Step 4 is testing the connection. Back on the setup page, click Test Connection. If everything is wired up correctly, you'll see a message that says Connected, and then it lists however many decks you already have in Anki. Once all 4 steps are checked off, the page shows everything is connected, with a little confetti animation and a button to create your first deck. That's your cue that you're ready to actually start using mindgrip. Quick note, this same Anki Connect install code, 205-549-2159, will come up again later if Anki isn't detected while you're inside a deck, so don't worry if you forget it. Mindgrip will remind you. The dashboard. Now let's log in and look at the dashboard, which is the home screen of the app. At the top, you'll get a greeting that changes based on the time of day. Something like good morning, good afternoon, or even still up if you're studying late at night, along with your name and a little emoji. Right next to that is your streak, shown as a chip that says how many days in a row you've been active, plus 2 more pills showing your total deck count and your total card count. Underneath, there's a subtext line that adapts to where you are. If you've got decks going, it says something like, keep the momentum going, your decks are waiting. If you're brand new and have no cards yet, it instead says, no cards yet, but your first deck is just 2 minutes away. If you've set an exam date, you'll see a countdown banner, something like Countdown 2, followed by your exam name, with a prompt to tap to start exam prep, or a nudge to, let's focus on your weakest cards. There's also a continue studying card if you have an unfinished session, and a daily quote block for a bit of motivation. Below that is the main call to action, a card that says, ready to grip the material, with the subtext, drop in a document and we'll turn it into flashcards in seconds, and a big create new deck button, or create your first deck if this is your very first one. Next to it are quick shortcut chips for paste text, paste link, and YouTube, so you can jump straight into whichever input method you want without going through an extra menu. Basically, the whole dashboard is designed to get you into deck creation as fast as possible. So let's do exactly that. Creating a new deck. Click Create New Deck, and you land on the deck creation screen. The header reads, create a new deck, with the subtext, drop in your content and AI will generate flashcards in seconds. Right below that are 4 tabs, and this is the core of how mindgrip ingests content. The 4 options in order are Upload, Paste Text, Link, and YouTube. The first tab, Upload, gives you a drop zone that says, drop your file here or click to browse. It accepts .txt, .md, .pdf, and .docx files, up to 10 megabytes. So if you've got a lecture slide deck exported as a PDF or typed up notes as a Word doc, this is where it goes. The second tab, Paste Text, gives you a big text box with the placeholder, paste your lecture notes, textbook excerpts, or any study material here. This is the fastest option if you've already got notes in your clipboard, just paste and go. The third tab, Link, gives you a URL input box. This is for things like an online article, a study guide page, or any web resource you want turned into cards. And the fourth tab, YouTube, also gives you a URL input specifically for YouTube video links. There's a helpful tip underneath it that says, works best with videos that have captions or auto-generated subtitles enabled. So if you've got a recorded lecture on YouTube, mindgrip will pull the transcript and generate cards from what's actually said in the video. Once you've chosen your input method and added your content, scroll down and you'll see an optional but genuinely useful section called Tie to Official Curriculum, marked as optional. This lets you map the deck you're creating to a real exam curriculum. There are cascading drop-downs here. First, you pick the curriculum itself. Options include things like GM, CM, LA, and USMLE, or you can leave it as no curriculum. Then you pick an area within that curriculum from a select area drop-down. And then if you want to go even more specific, you can pick an individual topic, or just leave it as whole area to cover the entire section. There's helper text confirming this, ties your deck to an official exam area like GM, CM, LA, or USMLE, which matters a lot later when we look at the exam readiness report. Below that is another optional field called Focus Area, with a placeholder example like only create cards about DNA transcription, slides 5 to 10. This is where you narrow down exactly what the AI should focus on, especially useful if you've uploaded a huge document but only want cards on one specific section. Once you're happy with everything, click Generate Flashcards. You'll see a short progress sequence, reading document, and finally done. This whole process usually takes well under a minute. Choosing card types. After generation kicks off, you're taken to the card type step, headed Choose Card Types. Here you can pick from several formats: question and answer, close deletion, diagnosis cards, situation-based cards, comparison table cards, and anatomy or image occlusion cards. That last one is especially useful for anatomy-heavy material. If you select it, there's a subflow where the AI can automatically identify structures in an image, or you can manually draw masks over structures yourself to create your own occlusion cards. You'll also see a deck name field with an AI-powered Suggest Name button if you want mindgrip to name the deck for you based on the content. Below that, you choose how many cards you want. Options are 5, 10, 15, 20, or 30. There's also a card style setting where you can toggle between concise and in-depth answers, plus a toggle called Explain Why, which adds reasoning to the answer side of each card. Once everything's set, click Generate, followed by the number and types of cards you selected, and you're taken into the review screen. Reviewing and approving your cards. This is the review screen, and it's where you actually go through every card the AI just generated before anything gets saved. At the top, there's a header that says Review Cards with a back button on the top left, and on the top right, you've got two live counters, one showing how many cards you've kept, one showing how many you've removed. Just under that is a subject strip that says Generated As, followed by whatever subject the AI detected for this deck. If it got it wrong, there's a Wrong Subject link with a drop-down so you can reclassify it, which triggers a quick regenerating state while it adjusts. Below that is your progress through the deck. It shows card X of Y, along with a running count of how many you've kept and removed, a progress bar, and dot indicators across the top if you've got 30 cards or fewer, so you can see exactly where you are in the stack. Now, the card itself, you'll see the question side first, and you can tap it or press space to flip it over and reveal the answer. Some cards also include a little light bulb icon with an explanation, plus the original source quote the answer was pulled from, so you can double check it against your actual notes. Here's the AI review part. Every card can carry a badge. A green AI reviewed checkmark badge means the AI has already quality checked that specific card for accuracy and clarity. An amber possible duplicate badge flags cards that look similar to ones you already have. And if you remove a card, it gets stamped with a red removed label, but stays visible in the stack so you can still see what you rejected. For each card, you decide press enter or click the green keep button on the right to keep it, or press backspace, or click the red remove button on the left to toss it. There are also Prev and Next Chevron buttons if you want to jump around instead of going strictly in order. The helper text at the bottom sums up all the shortcuts. Once you've gone through every card, you get to the Save Your Deck panel. You choose between two tabs, New Deck or Add to Existing, type a name in the field, which has a placeholder example like Anatomy Heart, and click Save Deck, followed by the number of cards you kept. While it saves, it runs a duplicate check with the loading text checking for duplicates. If it finds anything, a Duplicates Found modal pops up, telling you how many cards may already exist and highlighting them in orange, with badges like exact duplicate or a percentage match like 92% similar. From there, you can either review and remove them or just click Save Anyway if you want them included regardless. Once it's done, you land on a Deck Saved screen showing how many cards are now in mindgrip. From here, there's a Send to Anki panel, same as before. Choose Existing Deck or New Deck and click Send, followed by the number of cards, to Anki. If your deck included image occlusion cards, there's a separate Image Occlusion Cards panel here too. When you're done, click View My Decks to head back to your deck list. Stats, your study performance at a glance. Before we get to the exam readiness report, let's look at the stats page, which lives in the sidebar. The header says Stats, with the subtitle Your Study Performance at a Glance, and your current streak badge right there too. There are 4 tabs: Overview, Learning, Charts, and Records. Overview gives you the big picture. A hero card showing your total cards in Anki, your mature cards with a maturity percentage and due today, plus a circular maturity ring. Underneath are quick stat cards for mindgrip decks, mindgrip cards, reviews today, and new today. If Anki isn't connected, you'll see a message saying Anki not connected, prompting you to open Anki with Anki Connect running, with a Setup Guide button linking back to that setup flow we covered earlier. The Learning tab goes deeper with cards for average interval, meaning days between reviews, retention rate, your estimated percentage correct, maturity, cards over 21 days old, due this week, average strength across all your decks, and total decks in Anki. There's also a deck strength section showing your average percentage and a per deck breakdown, with a warning banner popping up for any deck that needs urgent attention if its strength is too low. The Charts tab visualizes a 7-day review forecast, so you can see how many cards are due each day this week, plus a deck strength overview chart with a color legend: green for 80% and above, yellow for 60% and above, and red for anything below that. And the Records tab highlights your strongest deck and how many cards are mastered in it, alongside Needs Most Work, showing the deck with the most cards currently due. Below that are lifetime stats, total Anki cards, mature cards, mindgrip decks created with AI, mindgrip cards generated, average interval, and active deck count. Library, shared decks from the community. Right next to coverage in the sidebar is the library, and this one's a bit different. It's not about your own decks, it's a community space. The header says Library, with the subtitle Browse and download decks shared by the community. At the top, there's a stats banner showing the total number of shared decks and total downloads across the whole platform. You can search using the Search Decks box or filter by category using pills for all, anatomy, pharmacology, cardiology, neurology, pathology, biochemistry, and other. Each deck card in the list shows its title, who made it, and how many cards it has, a star rating or no ratings yet if it's new, a download count, and a popular badge if it's crossed 20 downloads. If you find one you like, just click Add to my decks. Reviewing cards and sending to Anki. Now you land on the deck detail page, which shows your deck title and total card count at the top. There's a share button here too, letting you copy link or share to library if you want to make the deck available to others. The most important panel here is the Anki panel. It shows a live status. Anki connected, Anki not detected, or checking Anki with a retry button if the connection drops. If Anki isn't detected, this panel shows the same install steps we covered earlier. Once Anki is connected, you get a toggle to send cards to an existing deck or a new deck, along with a deck name input and a tags field, which defaults to the tag mindgrip, so you can always find these cards later inside Anki itself. Click Send, followed by the number of cards, to Anki, and once it's done, you'll see a success message. Cards sent to Anki, along with a breakdown of how many were added versus skipped as duplicates. Below the Anki panel is the actual card list. You can search your cards using the Search Cards box, and for each card, you can edit it inline, preview it, or delete it. Editing gives you save and cancel buttons. And there's a nice touch where you can flip each card in a 3D preview to see the question side and the answer side, just like you would in Anki itself. Quizzing inside mindgrip. You don't have to wait until the cards are in Anki to start studying. mindgrip has its own built-in quiz mode. Click on Quiz in the sidebar and you land on a hub page with a few options: quick quiz, weakest cards, and targeted study. If you've got an exam linked, you'll also see a card for exam prep, named after your specific exam. There's also a banner that might say something like tricky cards waiting for a rematch, prompting you to clear them now. These are cards you've gotten wrong before. Once you start a session, you get a flip card interface. You can flip the card using space or enter, and once you've seen the answer, you rate how well you knew it using 4 options, styled just like Anki's own system. Again, hard, good, and easy. Behind the scenes, this feeds into a simplified spaced repetition algorithm based on the SM2 method, the same general approach Anki itself uses, so your review schedule adapts based on how well you're actually doing. At the end of a session, you get a score ring showing your percentage correct, plus your current streak. Exam readiness and the coverage skyline. Now for one of the most useful parts of the whole app, the coverage page, sometimes called exam readiness. Click on coverage in the sidebar, and the header reads exam readiness, with the subtext, what you've covered, what's weak, and what you haven't touched yet. At the top, you can switch between curriculum pills like MLA or USMLE, depending on which one you're preparing for. There's a button to include my Anki decks, which pulls in your existing Anki collection, even cards you didn't create in mindgrip, and classifies them against the curriculum too. If you've already included your Anki decks before, this button instead says Resync Anki, followed by how many decks are currently included. If there are cards that haven't been classified yet, you'll see a banner prompting you to analyze my library. The centerpiece is the readiness report, a big radial percentage showing your overall coverage, along with a verdict message that changes depending on how you're doing. Things like, you're in strong shape, solid progress, early days, that's fine, or let's map your knowledge if you're just getting started. Underneath that is the actual coverage skyline, a bar chart sorted from your weakest topics to your strongest, so you can literally see the shape of your knowledge across the whole curriculum. Next to it are stat chips, showing things like how many topics you've touched out of the total, how many strong domains you have, how many need attention, and how many have been deep analyzed. Below the skyline, you get individual domain cards, sorted with your weakest areas first, and the top 3 are marked with Focus Number 1, Focus Number 2, and Focus Number 3 badges, so you always know exactly what to study next. Each domain expands into objective rows, showing your percentage coverage, how many cards you have for that objective, how many of those came specifically from your Anki collection, and buttons to find gaps or reanalyze that objective. This is genuinely the feature that ties the whole app together. You make cards, and you watch the skyline grow. Achievements, leaderboard, and friends. Rounding out the sidebar, there's an achievements page with categories like production, consistency, mastery, social, quiz, and even secret achievements split into tiers: bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, and legendary, with a progress ring showing how many you've unlocked out of the total. There's also a leaderboard which ranks users into the same tier system based on points, with thresholds around 200, 500, 1000, 2000, and 5000 points, and a crown badge for whoever's sitting at rank 1. And there's a friends page if you want to connect with classmates and keep each other accountable. Pricing. Last stop is the upgrade page, where you can move to mindgrip Pro. It unlocks unlimited decks and advanced features, and new users get a 7-day free trial on the monthly and yearly plans. The plans break down as Pro Monthly, Pro Yearly, which is marked most popular with a meaningful discount, a flat semester plan that's a one-time payment with no auto-renewal, and discounted Student Monthly and Student Yearly tiers. Each plan lists out its features, things like unlimited decks, up to 10,000 cards per deck, advanced statistics, Anki export, and priority support. Wrap up. And that's the entire mindgrip app, start to finish, from installing Anki Connect and the mindgrip Bridge extension, through creating a deck from a PDF, pasted notes, a link, or a YouTube lecture, tying it to a real exam curriculum, generating the card types that actually fit your material, sending everything straight into Anki, quizzing yourself with proper spaced repetition, and finally watching your exam readiness skyline grow as you fill in the gaps. If you're a medical student drowning in lecture slides and don't want to spend your evenings manually making flashcards, this is exactly the workflow mindgrip was built for. Give it a try at mindgrip.app, and I'll see you in the next one.